In this relaxing watercolor tutorial, we'll be painting two beautiful flower pattern bookmarks. During this exercise, we'll be focusing on how to control intensity, colors and tones of your painting, by both using the wet on wet and wet on dry technique. We'll be creating two bookmarks, so while the first one is drying, we'll be working on the second bookmark. Don't focus too much on the result. Flowers come in all kinds of shapes, sizes and colors. So relax, take your time, and above all, have fun! I cut my watercolor paper in two rectangle shapes and covered the edges with masking tape. If you like your bookmarks better without masking tape, feel free to skip this step. For these bookmarks, I'll be using two brushes, a round size 8 and a round size 0. You can use any colors you like for these paintings, but I'll be using neutral tint, Naples yellow, yellow ochre and deep sap green for my daisies, and rose madder, Naples yellow, yellow ochre and deep sap green for my poppy-like flowers. The mixes of my paint are quite light. I use half water, half paint for most mixes. For the petals of my daisies, I used a very light wash, just a drop of neutral tint with about 10 drops of water. I start painting the petals of my first daisy by applying wet paint on my dry paper. I apply some light pressure to my brush on the top of the petal. At the end of the petal, I apply more pressure to make the petals broader on the bottom. I paint 5 petals per daisy. The top of every petal is pointing to the center of the flower. I add the stamen with Naples yellow when the petals of my daisies are still wet. Gently touch the paper with the tip of your brush. Touch the wet petals a little bit with your brush to let the yellow paint bleed into the light gray wash. I repeat these steps for the next few daisies I paint. I think my yellow paint bleeded too much into my light gray wash. So I pick up some of the yellow paint with a dry brush, and you can take the same actions if you experience this issue too. I add some extra daisy petals on the sides of my painting to fill up the bookmark. You can paint as many daisies as you like. Also, you're free to skip or add details. You're creating your own piece of art, so you're in control. And here we are! You created two beautiful artworks. Fantastic job! I hope you feel as calm as I do now. Thank you for taking the time to create this beautiful piece of art with me today.